Hi folks, Tom Cheddar here again from the Powertrain Expo 2014 version here with ATRA and Gears Magazine. And as my guest now I have Jim Cathcart, Speaker Supreme, Management Editor of Gears Magazine. And Jim just completed one of the best presentations I think I've ever seen here at Expo. And the title of that was, Jim?
Customer and employee engagement. How to get people actively involved.
I was going to ask you what engagement meant. Could you expand on that just a little bit more?
You bet. Employees that are engaged are the people who have made a commitment to do what's necessary. They feel like they're part owner in the business. They take initiative. They show up on time. They're not looking for you to make them effective. They show up to be effective and move the ball forward.
So what does it take to get employees engaged? And I know you can't redo your whole seminar, but what quality would the business owner need to have to really get people engaged?
Number one, engage. In other words, you've got to commit to making this relationship successful. You've got to commit to helping them be as productive as they can be. And you've got to train how they think about themselves, about your customer, about each other, about their job. You've got to show them methods that are simple enough that they can duplicate those methods day after day and keep the standards where they need to be. Because if you're not expecting high standards, you're going to get lower level performance.
So you kind of expect certain levels of performance?
Yeah, and the old line, inspect what you expect. You know, if you're not measuring, if you're not keeping the metrics on whether things are happening and how often, then they're going to figure you didn't really care about it. So keep them focused on what matters.
Sounds a little bit like good leadership to me.
It sounds a whole lot like good leadership to me. See, I think the role of a leader is to become less necessary every day. In other words, make them better at what they do and at taking initiative and making decisions and choices and solving problems in the right way. So you're less needed as a supervisor, and you can be more used as an inspiring leader, a visionary, a person going to the next goal.
Well, I don't want to put you on the spot because I don't remember the exact quote from your seminar, but it was something about working yourself out of a job.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, if your job is all day supervising other people, then you're not doing it right. At least at first, it might be that. But after a while, you've got to have people that learn to and feel motivated and cared enough about to step up and take initiative on their own. And that's how you can measure whether you're a good leader or not, is how little they need you after you've been there.
Well, in the seminar, you gave some steps to doing this. And having the knowledge in your head, of course, isn't going to get it into action.
That's true.
So if there was like 2, 3 action steps that someone could take beginning Monday morning, could you kind of go down a list there?
You bet. First thing is, when you go back to work the next day, whether it's Monday or whenever, when you go back to work, make sure you start a new habit of greeting everybody, looking them in the eye, showing them that you care about them by taking interest in what's going on in their world. And just bring cheerfulness. You know, when you show up at work, don't just show up and go in and start working on projects. Interact with the people, because that's your tool. That's your number one tool for making the business grow. So show up at work, service your tools, your people, and make sure that they feel that you care, you're paying attention, and you want to help.
And that would kind of get the ball rolling.
Yeah. You
got to start somewhere, right?
That's right. And if you don't start there, then it's not going to start anyway, because it's got to come from you. Just got to.
Well, you know, Jim, I just saw you tap your heart, and I can tell you have a heart for what you do. You have a heart for people. Tell us, in your own words, why do you do what you do?
There's a passage in the Bible, John 10:10 says, "I've come that they would have life and have it more abundantly." Of course, that was Jesus' words. But I believe that's, in a big way, my role. That my role is to help people live more abundantly in their businesses, in their personal lives. Forget religion, you know, it's about advancing life. Because I was there, things got better. Because I was there, other people were able to do better things and needed me less. So the worst thing I could get would be a long-term training job teaching people over and over and over to do the same thing. I want to teach them to do something and have them not need me anymore on that so I can move on to something else.
Well, Jim, that's great. Now I know why you're such a credit to everyone you meet. It's wonderful that I got the opportunity to meet you and have you here. Jim, if the folks want more information from you or want to know how to get in contact with you, would you mind sharing that information?
Easy as pie. My last name is Cathcart, CATHCART.com.
Cathcart.com. And Jim, do you want to share that offer that you made to the audience today with the folks that might be watching this that weren't here?
Well, on Cathcart.com, there are a number of tabs. There's one for speeches, one for consulting, one for coaching, but there's one for virtual training. And for the next month, we have the virtual training portal set so that you can go in there, click buy a subscription, click I have a passcode, and then type in Learn with Jim, all one word, Learn with Jim, lowercase, doesn't matter. And you'll get 30 days, no, excuse me, in a 30-day period, you get 5 days of unrestricted access to all the video courses, all the downloadable books, everything we've got on the site. And that's for ATRA.
That is one terrific offer. Jim, thanks for being here. And I'm so happy to have finally met you face to face.
Thank you. It's been fun.